Welcome everybody to another Boldcast reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is episode 71 of Naruto. What happened last time?
Last time they were flying through the trees for like 90% of that episode. They tried a couple of things that didn't work until Shikamaru decided to take one for the team and stay behind.
And he died heroically and alone.
No, he didn't. He got saved.
Perhaps one day you'll have the boring as fuck life that he was hoping
Yeah.
for. The wife, no kids, or two kids.
A boy, a girl, and then a boy. And then as soon as they grow up, as the girl gets married and the boy's a successful ninja, he can retire.
Yeah. Just the way he laid that all out was so perfect. Anyway, though, gonna get into this one. Shaping up for the fight between... Hopefully we'll get into the fight this episode between Orochimaru and the third Hokage, Sarutobi Sensei.
Plus the other two Hokages.
And the other two Hokage, the first two Hokage. Yeah, hopefully you guys are hyped up for this episode. I am. And we hope you guys stick around for it. Hope you leave a like on this video. It really helps us out. Hope you check out our Patreon, patreon.com/boldcast, where you can get early. You can see how far we are ahead on Naruto. If you go to our community tab, you can see you get probably about four-ish episodes ahead on Naruto, depending on the time of the week that you pledge. Get early on this show and many others, and exclusive reactions to movies and OVAs, and live streams, and other exclusive content to come in the future. All that stuff's on our Patreon, patreon.com/boldcast. We also have a backup channel. As you know, reaction channels are in a lot of danger for copyright. We're just as in danger as the normies who just got their 3 strikes, and
Twice.
Trophy Cruncher who got a strike, who got 1 or 2 strikes recently.
I think.
And, yeah, Reanimated who got taken down. Bunch of people have been getting struck down, and we're no different. We have a strike on this channel. We're in danger of this getting shut down, so if you want to make sure that you keep getting content from us, if you're already subscribed, we encourage you to go to the description. A lot of you guys aren't subscribed to the backup channel. There's less than 1,000 people who are subscribed to our backup channel. We have almost 8,000 people here. So go to the description of this video, subscribe to Boldcast Backup, just in case. That way you never stop getting stuff from us, even if this channel gets shut down. We also have a Teespring with designs by Lindsay. There's t-shirts, there's mugs, there's stickers, bunch of cool stuff that you can see there. The designs are by Lindsay. And yeah, that's a good way of supporting us, and you get something in return. We have an Instagram where you can see exclusive content there, posts about interactive stuff that we're going to be trying to do and pay more attention to in the future, so you can check out @BoldcastMedia on Instagram. That's in the description as well. All links are in the description. Other than that, this is not a market substitute for Naruto. You can watch it on Netflix, you can watch it on Crunchyroll, and I believe Hulu, although we don't have Hulu. We're watching on Netflix. We encourage you to support the official release. This is only we only include footage from Naruto and all the shows that we react to as context for our reactions and our review. When I cut these videos, I cut to our reaction. I don't cut to the story for the purpose of reposting the actual story. This is purely for context for our reaction. That's why we include the footage. So yeah, with that said, support the official release. Lindsay has not seen Naruto. I have seen Naruto before. I've seen it twice before, and here and there with reactions, I've rewatched it here and there. But yeah, we're gonna get right into this. Hope you guys enjoy this reaction and review of Naruto episode 71. Anything else you want to say before we get going?
Nope.
Let's go.
I love how it's still rated for self-harm, even though that like happened like one time like 40 episodes ago. Or I guess it happened twice.
Orochimaru literally stabbed himself in the hand like 2 episodes ago. But
how's it not rated for just violence in general?
because there's rarely like blood from attacks.
Leave everything to me.
Metal wire.
That hurts my teeth just looking
Yeah,
at
right?
that.
Ugh. Oh shit. Oh, the animation looks so fucking good. Paper bomb.
Oh
Should
shit.
use your Sharingan for that one, boy. Oh fuck. She just pushed him into another trap with the previous traps. A third one? I love how his arms are hanging out because that's natural. That's a good detail.
Oh, don't worry about Sasuke. It'd take a lot more than that to get rid of him. He'll be fine.
Cuts to Sasuke's dead body.
Oh shit, Hokage time.
Because maybe that's why it was so dark. They're gonna replay that exact scene right here, watch.
Shall we begin this?
For the 3rd time.
Restore these dear old companions of yours to something more like their former selves. And then, if you're ready, Sarutobi Sensei.
It's kind of disturbing.
So yeah, you were right about that. whole thing.
Why are they steaming?
I think it was also like a power upgrade.
Maybe makes them more solid. Maybe they weren't like solid before or something.
I don't think it's that. Like, I'm relatively confident in Sonic.
What the devil kind of jutsu is that? Forbidden one. It's a summoning jutsu called reanimation. Planted in their skulls, they sap the spirits of their will and transform them into his puppets.
Orders, like you said.
Killing machines.
It must be so fucked up for him.
Now they're complete. Demon, they're just the same as I remember. Have you ever felt the joy and fulfillment of humiliating and destroying the one you once called Sensei? No, I suppose not. Perhaps
So
by
fucked up.
carelessly through me, you'll get a hint of what I mean. Just a taste before you die.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's so bad. Here we fucking go. By the way, people really look forward to this episode. We're about to see why. He's just stunned. One of them's getting the high ground.
I'm aware of that.
Sweep. Dragon flame bombs. Oh my god. It's white hot.
How's he not burning through that roof?
Oh, he let up.
Water style! Water shockwave!
Holy shit.
Whoa.
While standing on the water. They just
So
created
now the water's
like
just in there?
yeah, well it's trapped by the walls of the force field. Oh shit. He's hitting him with like a phoenix flower type fire jutsu. Fucking pocket. Just beating the shit out of an old man.
Oh no. Whoa. He's just like in his own little...
Force field he created. Water fucking beams. For a second I thought that was both of them shooting out the water.
Deep forest creation.
Yeah. Nobody knows this style but him.
Too bad
It's
Kakashi
lost.
wasn't out here with his
Sharingan, oh shit. Yeah, how insane is that? Nobody can do this.
That's really cool. Did he make the forest too or something? That'd be cool.
Ninja art summoning jutsu! Monkey King Enma!
Monkey King Enma.
Whoa. Whoa.
I should have known this would happen. You fool, Sarutobi. You should have killed him when you had the chance. Better late than never. Stop him now! Do not let him transform!
Transform. Did you just transform into that thing?
Yes. What? I mean, it's changed like the... It's like a special enchanted weapon of his own. To an extent, it's like a power pole from fucking Dragon Ball. You don't know about that, but... It's like he can work in tandem with his weapon. Oh my god. He just has crazy range. Where are the Hokage?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Oh, there they are.
Shit.
Paper bomb.
Ooh. Leaves the sword behind.
He wants to savor it.
Lord Hokage!
Why are you guys just standing there not trying to do something
They
else?
can't do fucking anything.
About using your shadow clone jutsu.
But only because he couldn't use it.
He used to be a big shadow clone guy when he was young too.
Oh, were you alright, Sensei? Don't tell me you're through already. You, the great sage who has mastered all the jutsu of the Leaf Village, the legendary professor and warrior. Oh, I'm so disappointed. Lord Hokage! Save your breath. He can't help you now.
Steve Bloom killing it with the vocal performance.
What's wrong with you, Sarutobi? Orochimaru. Orochimaru, you're a fool! I'm going to snap you like a twig. It should have been done years ago.
Substitution. Remote activated. And he specifically put them on their limbs. He severed his leg. They can't show it on Japanese television, but he severed his arm, and I think his leg with the explosion.
Damn.
He's trying to immobilize them. Except... not gonna work this time. Because they said it was like dust and earth.
I have only one weapon left. The fourth Hokage's jutsu. First Lord Hokage, second Lord Hokage. Forgive me for using it, but I must.
What is it, Sensei? Long day. All you really want is to take a long, quiet nap, isn't it?
Why are you laughing?
Should I be weeping? It's sad to see how old you've grown. You who were once hailed as the supreme shinobi.
What is this? What is this? Who the devil are you?
You have lost it all now. Don't you recognize me? It's me, Orochimaru.
Then you mastered even that forbidden jutsu.
So fucking creepy.
You're no longer human. You're a demon.
I think that was Mary Elizabeth McGlim, who is also Steve Bloom's wife. Who I think is the director, voice director.
Did you really think that I'd let you get away?
Oh, jeez.
If it isn't Sasuke Uchiha.
This is as far as you guys go.
So he's mastered even that forbidden jutsu.
Whatever that is.
What do you think that jutsu is?
I don't know.
What do you think about that episode? What are you feeling right now?
I don't know. is I'm kind of confused about what the two reanimated Hokages are and like how that kind of works. Maybe it doesn't matter because it's Naruto and stuff like that doesn't always like have to make logic sense. I'm just confused because before they were like, "Oh, we're back from the dead. Look, it's you." Or whatever.
It's you, Saru.
And they were very obviously like, "Oh, we never imagined this would happen to us." They were like obviously the actual people.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "No, those aren't the people. They just look like it's just."
Okay.
Is it like their soul attached to someone else's body?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what those things were doing. It was him getting further control over their will, basically.
Okay.
So like he summoned them so he has a measure of control over them. But if he gave them the chance, their souls could overpower it. Like it's not a foolproof jutsu.
Okay.
Because given the chance, they're powerful enough as shinobi to like break through if they wanted to. So him adding those orders in the amount of time, basically this is how I see it, and most of this is true, but like the amount of time, like basically he summoned them and they should have had free will right there, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Because they were present and in mind. He put the orders in, and then that sapped them of like their will, and he was able to force them to do shit and override. Okay. Basically, you can basically give them an order and say like, okay, help me fight the third Hokage, and then they're set to do that and basically follow his orders.
Okay.
After that, it's basically like wishing for more wishes, like follow my direction, but he can still that way he doesn't need to like because he doesn't understand how the wood style jutsu works, for example, so he can't like pilot the first Hokage's body and use him to the fullest extent because he doesn't understand the jutsu. That's the point of like summoning someone like that in this way.
Okay.
So he can summon them, and just summoning them and using the reanimation jutsu doesn't necessarily put them under his control. The way I bridge the gap is like when you use the reanimation jutsu, you can keep them from like you can basically keep them from moving or like harming you or like fighting in any way for as long as you maybe have chakra control over them. But at a certain point, if they're strong enough, they could possibly break out, and that's why he put them in there like that rather than just using like being a part of the jutsu. So that's my rationalization for it, and I think that holds up.
That's what I kind of thought. I was just confused because it was just a little bit confusing. Because they were like themselves, and then all of a sudden,
but then they didn't like turn around and try to kill Orochimaru.
Yeah,
instantly.
and then all of a sudden they were just like zombies, but they still knew all their jutsus from when. So, yeah, I was just a little bit confused, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
With like the souls, and then like the sacrificial bodies that get covered, that like get turned to look like them. Because I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh, so they just look like them and aren't them? But then it's like, no, they are.
They are them. So Orochimaru didn't sit there, like, over a coffin and, like, take dust and mud and mold their faces or whatever. He, like, those are, like, components for this spell. He, like, put everything in there. A human sacrifice, okay, this and that, and in these coffins or whatever, and then summoned the coffins. And they came and, like, used the reanimation jutsu. So he didn't have to, like, know what they look like. Yeah. And he didn't have to form a pact because it's a different kind of it's a summoning jutsu, but like they said, it's different. So, yeah. Because he summoned their actual souls to those bodies using a human sacrifice and some other components, and knowledge of the jutsu is the other thing. It's like, you need to know how to do it, and it's forbidden. Like, nobody else is supposed to know how to do that.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know what that jutsu he did at the end was with the, like, face thing. I'm assuming that's sort of similar to what he was doing before with the grass ninja. Where he... And was he doing that as well for his, like, disguise? Or was that just a bad disguise?
I think it was just that one was just a bad disguise.
Okay.
I don't think he killed anyone and took their face. But for the grass ninja, he did kill that grass ninja and take their face.
Yeah.
So...
I guess he's like straight up Game of Thrones.
He's literally a faceless man. He knows how to do that jutsu, that magic that's in Game of Thrones. basically.
That's pretty cool.
But as far as it's like in Game of Thrones, it's like it's like they go back and forth whether it's like whether their face or killing them is like a component in a spell that lets you look like them, or whether it's like you literally are wearing their face. In a sense, you literally are wearing their face because they have the Hall of Faces.
Yeah.
And you put on their face and take on their likeness, but like just wearing a mask of somebody's face doesn't make you look like them.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if that's how it was in Hollywood. Just, I can like you can just make a prosthetic mask of somebody and look exactly. No, there's obviously some magic there. In this, I'm unsure whether how much of it is. Okay, so whatever. For all that shit, I'm not sure how the disguise thing works with stealing somebody's face. I'm sure it is very similar to like Game of Thrones. But with what you were saying with the mask or what he was doing in this episode, you'll have to see to find out. But
okay.
He like that was him revealing what he truly looks like. I'll say that.
Okay.
Like he wasn't. He like pulled off his face, and then there was something else underneath.
Yeah.
And then Hokage was just like, "Oh, you've mastered that jutsu," because the Hokage they also brought it back this episode. Iruka introduced him to those kids, and he was also known as Professor, because he's very knowledgeable. Like,
well, he said that he knows every jutsu. I guess other than
every Leaf Village jutsu.
Mm-hmm. I guess other than like the lost forest, the secret forest jutsu or whatever that was.
Yeah, that was specific to the first Hokage is the only one who's ever been able to do that.
Okay, too bad no one had the Sharingan there.
True. Well. The Uchiha existed before, because like there was before. Remember, because the Uchiha existed up until very recently.
I know, but I'm
so
saying
possibly
I guess,
they did. Yeah, yeah.
Maybe someone did, or yeah. Anyway, that was pretty crazy. It's kind of sad. Okay, I'll say this: I don't really care too much if the Hokage dies. That's one thing. I don't feel like super invested in this fight. It was a really cool fight.
Yeah. But it came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere, and well, it was kind of set up for a while.
I think we also took too long of a break. There's that too.
Yeah, maybe. But also, it's just like the Hokage. I'm like, he's cool, but I know he's not gonna be Hokage forever. He already was gonna not be Hokage, and then like.
The fourth Hokage died.
The fourth Hokage died, so he had to pick it back up again, and I don't know, there's just a lot going into it, and...
You think he's gonna die in this fight?
I think he might. We're, like, semi-far into Naruto at this point. Not super far, although I don't know what would happen if he dies without, like, assigning the next Hokage, if there's, like, something in place for that, or, if like a council will then decide, or what happens from then on. However, I don't know whether he'll die in this fight, but I wouldn't be heartbroken if he did, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Except for the fact that they like keep like showing Konohamaru just to like make it sad. Yeah. That's the real sad part about it is because
they had a really close relationship.
Yeah. And, like, kind of funny, because, like, Konohamaru is always trying to, like, overthrow him or, like, get rid of him.
He's had, like, 7 sneak attacks a day.
Yeah. So, that's the sad part, and I think it was a good choice to, like, keep going back to the kids and Konohamaru, like, being like, something's wrong here.
And now they're evacuating.
Yeah. So... That's pretty sad. That's, like, one thing that keeps me invested is I'm like, oh, poor Konohamaru. Like, does he even have parents?
He does have parents.
He does have parents. They just aren't characters, I guess?
No.
Okay. But, anyway, he's really close with the Hokage, so... That's kind of sad. That he's just, like, having this crazy fight. Potentially gonna die. Like, the thing is, the only reason I see him die is because... I don't think Orochimaru is going to die right now. And I don't know in what way one of them can walk out of their... Like, both of them can walk out of there alive.
They literally... Yeah, Orochimaru literally put them in a box for them to fight.
And no one can get out of the box except Orochimaru because...
His henchmen
are the ones controlling it. Like... he's literally up in a dead end where the option isn't even just kill Orochimaru and you win. It's like kill Orochimaru and then like his 50 other like henchmen that are like all around.
Yeah.
Destroying your village plus like Gaara and those crazy snakes, and like it's just not looking very good for the Leaf Village right now.
Not quite. I wouldn't say that.
And although it seems like their Jonin are a lot higher quality compared to other, like we were talking about this last episode. I don't think that even all of them, like, they're no match for Orochimaru and Gaara and those snakes and all the other
like, what the
Sound
fuck?
Village and Sand Village all at once. Like, damn. They're really coming at them full force here.
Yeah. This has clearly been like negotiated over a very long period of time.
Yeah, this has been planned out thoroughly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even the whole thing of like Orochimaru disguising himself as the Kazekage specifically so that he would be in the same place as the Hokage to trap him in that like box.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing was just planned out from the beginning, and obviously Orochimaru is really good at plans. He's really smart as this plan, but it just sucks because he's on the wrong team. Like, he would be like Shikamaru, but even like if he was on like the Leaf Village, everyone would be like, yeah, you're awesome, but he's evil.
He's very fucking evil. Yeah, he's literally doing this for entertainment, and because he was bored, and he's bored all the time. Like, he literally stabbed himself in the hand because he was so fucking bored.
He's straight up bored. He's like so bored to the point that he's like, all right, I can wait 20 years and like make up this plan for the last like 20 years. I mean, it probably wasn't 20 years, but like he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna spend like 5 to 10 years of my life creating this plan and like doing all this stuff.
The fourth Hokage
would have been like what, 15 years ago? How old's Naruto?
13.
13, like
12, 13. I think he's 12 still.
Okay.
So the Hokage died 12 years ago.
But wasn't Orochimaru mad that he wasn't chosen? So it would have been even before that. Orochimaru has just
sometime before that.
Yeah.
It's hard. I forget. Yeah, I don't know.
So maybe it was the last 20 years. Orochimaru has just been planning this.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting thing. I mean, he's saying he's doing this because he's bored, but he obviously wanted to do it, not just because he was bored.
Clearly
There's clear
is,
intention.
Like, yeah, and he's like, there's clearly more going on.
And he clearly brings back the Hokage. He even said this specifically so that the Hokage would have that feeling of like fighting his senseis.
Yeah.
That he, like, Orochimaru is like going into that same situation. It's clearly thought out and premeditated. It's not just like, oh, I was bored today, I'm gonna overthrow the Leaf Village.
Yeah.
I don't know, and it's just like interesting when villains, I guess, are able to wait so long. No, like, it's like, I don't know how like common it is, but it seems to be like semi-common. I don't know, I'm just thinking about like Del Toro, bringing it back with another Del Toro reference. I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Del Toro, like, the Naruto of scholastic novel series.
Anyway, they say like there's like a
the
thing
Shadow
that they always
Lord?
say. Yeah, the Shadow Lord. He's like to him 1,000 years is a blink of an eye. If that's how long it takes to like get vengeance, then he's 100% okay with waiting that long. Basically, is they say that in there.
Someday I'll get my
Yeah,
vengeance.
but it seems to be like a similar thing. You're like, okay, I'm gonna take down the Leaf Village, and if it takes 20 years to make a solid enough plan that I will succeed, then it's gonna take 20 years, and I can wait that long because it will be worth it. So I don't know. I always find that a really interesting trait of like a villain, to just not care how long, like not just be doing a bunch of little shitty attempts, like really petty,
really
like a Batman villain type thing where he's just Joker's just back at it like every day with a new evil scheme. Like, he took his time to make the best possible situation possible, that would allow him to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really like actually an admirable trait, because you think a lot of times you think of villains as being like sort of like crazy and like reckless, and they're out there just out of control, but he's like so in control.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
Ready to move on?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Naruto. Hope you check out all the links in the description. We're moving right along to the next episode of Naruto. Hope you guys are enjoying these reactions. Check out Patreon to see if you can get ahead if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Patreon, thanks a lot. We appreciate your support. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
Bye-bye. And thank you so much to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council: Zenge,
Rising 80,
John Ortega,
Nicholas Teo,
Aurora,
Iwan Polgar,
Lewis,
Yeet,
Gentleman,
Christian Ave,
Mozart Waddle,
Nelson Barbosa,
Jan Carlisle Vincent,
Kage Uzumaki,
Xavier Rhodes,
Chao Lao,
Brian,
Haruto Yuzuki.
Handicap Bankai. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.